Hey guys, how's it going? So welcome back to the Scrumpy Kiwi. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're all getting excited for the drop of 8th edition in a matter of days. We are, T-minus 3 days or something like that? It's crazy. You know, it's been months that we've been hearing about this and now finally it's almost here. So yeah, come the weekend or early next week, I should have a hard copy of the rulebook and of Imperium Index Numero Dos. So we shall be doing a look through, I guess you call it, of those books. So yeah, that's something to look forward to. However, today we're going to be talking about this, the Astra Militarum Chimera APC. And excuse me, it's a really nice kit. It's simple enough to build. I mean, the tracks are the one thing that always sort of freak me out because I'm always worried I'm going to scuff them up and sort of end up with a wonky tank. None of that with this kit. Instructions are fairly simple. I would say they're simpler than the Lehman Russ ones. And this kit as well didn't have numbered up. None of the parts were numbered up with regard to the instruction manuals. So, you know, you kind of had to really look at what parts they were showing you and work out which ones they were on the sprue. Not that difficult, but still, there's always room for error if stuff isn't sort of really spelt out. So I would recommend, if you are getting this kit and you do get an instruction booklet and a sprue that's not numbered up, say if you've bought one off the internet and I don't know if GW have changed it now and that all the sprues bits are numbered up. It may be they've not bothered because they think the kit's that simple. But if you are, you know, like I say, if you do get a kit which isn't numbered up with the various parts respective to the ones shown in the instruction booklet, just be careful. Make sure what you are cutting out and sticking together is the right parts, because otherwise it can be, later on, a bit of a pain in the backside to sort out. However, like I say, for me, it was fairly simple. The tracks all fit in nicely. Really, just make sure you clean them down, get all the extra bits of plastic off them that may be stuck on them from the sprue. Then stick them in, give them a bit of a tap down. Bob's your uncle, Sally's your aunt. There you go. It's that simple. These little turrets here, or whatever you want to call them, additional guns. They're fairly simple to do. Though some of them have sort of, you know, they're a bit stiff to move. So when you leave them in a position, they stay there. Other ones can be a bit wonky donkey. You can sort of, I mean, to be fair, you can sort of get them angled a little bit, sort of like they're doing some sort of salute or something like that. But you know, I mean, that's something minor. It really doesn't bother me that much. Really, when it comes to making the kit, it's the hull and the tracks that are that's the main part of the kit. Anything after that is really just, you know, window dressing. There's not a lot to the core of this kit, so you can get the infrastructure done very quickly, and then after that, it's anything you want to add to it is, you know, it's entirely on you. That's it. And I was quite happy with that, because I always like sort of adding bits and pieces to my models and sort of getting them to look the way I want them to be. You know, I want them, you know, a certain way in my mind. So it was cool to be able to get through this model quickly and then be able to just add on the MacGuffins here and there. So, oh, excuse me, a burp. What have I done to it? So, as you can see at the front, of course, the main thing is this awesome looking dozer blade. It just looks seriously mean, and I always wondered how these stuck on, and they give you this really cool sort of, I don't know what you call it, this, I really don't know what that is. It looks like it's some sort of pneumatic, sort of like piston operated system or whatever, hydraulics or that sort of thing. As you can tell, I know so much about this. You know, so the idea is perhaps it can be angled as it shovels stuff out the way, but it looks awesome, and I was like, I'm so sticking that on there, and I'm going to perhaps get the black and yellow warning stripes on the front of that when I decal it up. As for the turret, I've not gone for the flamer or the bolter or the multi-laser. Instead, I have put on an autocannon barrel. Forge World, of course, from the red books, one of them, I can't remember which one, you can have a Chimera with an autocannon turret. Forge World are going to be bringing out the red books compatible for 8th edition. Excuse me. So it shouldn't be too long to wait for those of us who have got autocannon Chimeras until we can actually play them. However, in the time being, should I wish to play it, I'll just say it's a bolter or multi-laser or something. Really, I did it just for the aesthetic. You know, it was really just a visual choice, in the same way that I chose this sort of cool optics style turret thing here. I just like the look of it. It looked, you know, it just looked quite like it made it look like the vehicle was actually designed for, you know, intense combat zones. You know, no one's going to want to stick their head out to, you know, give some proper, you know, some to look around, see where the enemy is. So this way the commander can hide in here, look through the optics here, know where the enemy is, and give them a little bit of a blat with that. Flamer, of course, down here for the hull mounted weapon, because flamers seem to be awesome in 8th edition, so I thought, why not? You can imagine this thing rolling up, chaps jumping out, smoke deploying, and then this flamer shooting out and sort of, you know, giving them some covering fire. The floodlight here on the side, gotta have the floodlight. It looks awesome. You know, I like the idea of night fighting and this thing being able to spin its turret around and flashlight on anyone who may be hiding in the dark. Heavy stubber there, of course, or just the stubber. I don't know whether it's heavy or not, but yeah, stubber there because I just like the look of it. It's got this really cool sort of pseudo World War II look to it. You know, the way the ammo drum here is just open with all the shells sort of being fed into the gun. It just looks really cool. It looks really gritty and hardy. That's what I wanted my vehicles to look like they can take a hit and keep on going, you know. And I like the idea of this thing just moving forward, you know, the auto cannon just firing off shots, this thing sort of, you know, like that. I always imagine these things make that really sort of distinctive 50 caliber sound, you know, that like junk, junk, junk sort of sound as the shells sort of fly out the gun. That's how I imagine these things, so I thought I've got to have that. I've done the old what's my bob here, the hatch down, just because I think it looks really cool, and also I've already got a Lehman Russ with the hatch open, so I thought why not do one with one shut. The communications array here as well, this little dish I think looks awesome. I really love it. So yeah, I had that on the back as well. The obligatory hunter killer missile here, you've got to have that. It just looks cool, you know. I mean, even if it's absolutely useless and if I don't even bother having it, it still looks cool. And this little rail system it's got here as well. I kind of wish actually I'd done it without the missile, but you know, I just love the missile too much. The hatches here and on the back, again, really nice detail. They look just, you know, and the way you've got these again, these pneumatic pistons here or whatever they are, I don't know what they are, you know, they look like they can sort of open up the whole back of the vehicle. It just looks awesome. It looks really, really cool. And yeah, I'm just the level of detail on this model is just really nice. All the little rivets and stuff like that everywhere. It just looks absolutely great. So yeah, I'm so stoked with this vehicle. It looks brilliant. A little tow bar there on the back, because you got to have a tow bar, because you know you may have to pull a mate out. You know, sometimes accidents happen. But yeah, really, apart from that, it's a really nice simple kit. I would recommend, if you are starting Astra Militarum, you may have already got the start collecting box, so you know this advice is kind of not intended for you. But if you're thinking of starting Astra Militarum and you want to build up the army your own way, you don't want to just get a start collecting box set. Perhaps you want to get a couple squads of guys, but you do fancy getting a tank. I would recommend getting this one, not for its proficiency on the battlefield, but more for the fact it's a very simple kit to build, but it's got a nice amount of extra bits and bobs here and there on the sprue that you can then add to the vehicle to make your own. So you not only can you get to grips with building the tanks and how the track system works, but you can also then have a little bit of fun really building up building up your tank to look exactly the way you want it to. So yeah, that's really it, guys. That is the Chimera APC. I love it. It's my favourite tank. I wish more of the tanks looked just like this, and I'm almost already thinking about turning some Chimeras into Lehman Russ proxies. But that will be in the future sometime, not yet. So guys, there you go. The Chimera APC, as well as my thoughts on it, etc, etc. Hope you're all doing well, guys, and hope that you continue to go through the week and everything's grand for you. I'm looking forward to getting hold of 8th for you all so you can see what it's like. But until then, we're all just going to have to remain super excited and quaking in our boots, waiting for the day we finally get our hands on it. Until the next time, though, guys, stay safe, carry on doing what you're doing, and I'll catch you next time on the Scrumpy Kiwi.